everybody? This is Bill.
This is Neil.
And welcome
to Random Tangent. Episode 20-something.
20-something.
And speaking of 20, guess what we have?
20 subscribers!
Can't believe it myself. So, big thank you.
Fatgasm!
That's the only kind of gasm I have.
No, you have cookie-gasms.
The
Yeah.
subset of the fatgasm. Very specific kind of fatgasm. Can't believe it. 20 subscribers. Never thought we made it there. Like 5-6 of them since the last episode came out.
Mm-hmm.
So we are very proud of that. So big thank you to all our new subscribers. Thank you. Big thank you to Frank for really going out there and
Francisco.
just really promoting us. Thank you.
He's Mexican.
Bill would like to once again remind everyone of the organization Frank is associated with.
It's Just Us Few. They are
Should be here right now.
kind of in this region. That's more than enough to billboard it.
That's facing my boobies.
I don't remember the specific website because unfortunately...
JustUsFew.org.
Was it .org? Thank you, because unfortunately I had the text and the stupid thing got erased.
No.
Because I was drunk.
They're an MC club that they organize like charity rides to benefit other people who have need like help paying medical bills or.
They've done a lot for one family in particular, and took that family up pretty high and got them out of a bad situation. So these are the types of groups. I think, especially in this day and age, this is the type of group we really need in this world, as it were, so to speak. Dear, don't you know?
Exactly. So once again, Frank, thank you.
Love you, you fat Mexican piece of garbage. I'm gonna do so many naughty things to your booty hole.
Little reminder: if we get to 25 subscribers, it's gonna be our next reward mark. We're gonna do a skit episode.
Once again, rehashing the fact that there's no such thing as a reward. You're watching this. I'm sorry.
Instead of just sitting here and talking about whatever we decide to talk about, we're actually gonna get up, move around, record just some funny skits, and that's gonna be the next episode once we get to 25.
Also, as we have to do, since we're doing our shout out portion of the show, I'd like to put a shout out to Autumn, Kelsey. Thank you guys for joining. I don't know if you guys are still watching, but please do like, share, subscribe as always. Also, like to say hi, Matt. Love you. I know you watch this.
Hello, Matt.
Somebody has to. He didn't subscribe though. I think that's pretty cold.
He watches us just to yell at us about it later.
I'm pretty sure he watches it, yells at it. Stop saying my name.
He watches out of spite, but at the same time it's views. So.
Yeah, it's just a view's a view. I'm gonna take it. You should watch it again, man. Just be a little more angry at it.
Did you hear the second part we mentioned your name?
No, that part. No, watch it again. You'll see it. So we'd like to special thanks to that. Also, there is going to be a special guest on the show
sometime in the
near future,
hopefully.
A Mr. Bobby is going to be showing up. Damn it, Bobby! We're going to wedge him between fat. We're making a Bobby sandwich. It's going to be delicious.
One more thing. Today is Sunday, March 4th that we were recording this. 2 days ago was the 2nd, and on the 2nd is Read Across America. The reason they hold that on the 2nd because it is the birthday of Theodore Geisel. Do you know where that is?
Theodore Geisel, that would be Dr. Seuss.
Exactly, but I don't know why it's
Theodore Zeus Geisel.
So in honor of that, Bill, let me ask you, would you, could you with a goat? There was a thing going around on the internet early last year. Those folks on the internet, they're doing this. They're taking the beginning lines of famous books and stories and adding, and then the murders began to the end of it. Such as, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
Then the murders began.
Then the murders began. In a hole in the ground there lived a hut.
And then the murders began.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
And then the murders began.
That's my personal favorite. Let's get some Dr. Seuss in there. Now the star-bellied sneeches had bellies with stars. The plain-bellied sneeches had none upon theirs. The stars weren't so big they were really quite small. You might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all.
Then the murders began. Today's going to be a fun and special episode. We're doing something kind of I really wanted to do for a while, and then it kind of popped up.
Well,
the topic, not me.
Popped up in a very interesting way. Bill was moving his fridge, I assume because he thought there might be food behind it as well.
I always check. about once every 10 years, I go back there looking.
Check for all those ice cubes you kick under there, go and end up. They're never there. Someone's taking them.
If I find one.
Well, while he was back there, he found an old...
Hold on, I want to fix it so it's proper. I actually found an old ad, and actually it was sent to me, which is even funnier. An old ad for Radio Shack.
Radio?
Radio Schnacke.
Radio Shack.
Radio Shack ad of all things.
You
And
can't
it was
find
actually
a Radio Shack anymore.
But I got an ad. And this was actually an ad for between 11:28 and 11:30 of 2006.
12 years ago, pretty much.
So I started looking through it because, you know, you do these things. And as I started looking through it, one, it was kind of a throwback to some good memories of, you know...
What cell phones used to look like. There used to be so much variety.
Hold on. I gotta show the witty consumer, these 20-year-olds that don't know the struggle. That was a razor back in the day. That little guy right there. And just so you know, if you're wondering what I mean by a razor, I mean that was the original flip phone razor. It was about that thick. And when you wanted to text, brother. You were dedicated. You want an S?
T9.
You're pressing that 4 times. I don't care. You know, it wasn't like today, you kid, you spoiled little bastard.
Full keyboard, QWERTY keyboards.
I got a QWERTY keyboard and a touchscreen, and my phone wakes me up and this and that. Oh, we have music on our phones. Yeah, you have music on your phones, too. If you had a little SD card and, you know, about 30 hours to download 58 songs on there, you'd be fine.
I would say one thing you don't hear on cell phones as much anymore, like everyone seems to be going with just like the factory standard rings on there.
No, I put something crazy on there all the time.
Well, you don't hear that as much anymore. Like
you should hear your ringtone.
It used to be all the times you'd be in a store, you just see some like lady walking around, you know, look like a soccer mom, got her kids in tow.
And then all of a sudden you're sitting in here.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here. And then what?
Hi, Janice. Or you're literally sitting there and you see the old man walking down the aisle and what the fuck? I knew a guy an old man that had that ringtone. I said, "There's no way you like that music." He goes, "No, it's the only way I can hear the phone ring."
Your kids put that on there and didn't tell you how to change it, didn't they?
So what we did actually is we took this Radio Shack ad
as a basis for
for a 2006 kind of technology thing, and then what we did is we actually took this is an ad, one of the ads you can get out of Micro Center. If you go to the Micro Center store. You can actually go in, and these are the ads that they actually have in the front. And these are extensive ads. I mean, it's what is that, about a 10-page ad. Plus, there's another section that's 10 pages that goes with it. So there's a lot of
it's
ways
not just like a couple things on the page. Look at that. It is everything.
That's about 100 items in just this page.
Yeah.
This is probably about 200 because they have it lined out in individual
Don't even get
pieces.
pictures.
No, and then,
There's a lot of information.
There's literally an entire area in here for liquid cooling for just the bits. The bits and the parts.
Well, what we did is we picked some of the technology from 2006 era Radio Shack ad to compare to our 2018. Was it Micro Center?
Micro Center was 2018. Radio Shack was 2006. And so we're not even going back to the beginning of 2000. We're actually mid and before, just in this ad. And what was astounding to me when I looked through this was the sheer cost of things that not only were the costs so much higher, but they were things that we take for granted now. Like things that are just common.
If we got something with the features that are in this ad, we'd be like, why would you give me this piece of crap?
Right? I'm looking at this camera right here like, oh.
Like,
I'm looking at that right there, look at it.
Let's start with number 1 I got circled here.
This is a pure piece of
TV. At least it's an actual, what do you call them now, the flat screen TVs, as opposed to the CRT TVs, which...
Yeah. But, that being said, it's an LCD TV, which I don't even think they make those anymore. Like, haven't made them in a while. Now, that being said, not to mention the generalized part of that, but the fact that this is an Akai, AKAI. To anybody that knows that brand, not exactly up there with Samsung.
No,
you know what I mean?
I had an Akai TV as an old CRT TV. I got it at the grocery store because it's on sale for like $100.
And not to mention, this isn't even in a widescreen format. I just realized that. This is actually a standard format. So this isn't even a widescreen. And it is a TV. It is
32-inch.
32
LCD.
and 720p. We're not even in 1080.
See, nowadays you could probably pick that up for free with something.
I'm pretty sure. Well, considering it's a box and not even a widescreen, it's in a Kai. It's 720. I'm thinking if I had to put a guess on it right now, you're talking like $150, maybe. And that's if you found like a Samsung, not an Akai. An Akai, you could probably get that with a gallon of milk at the store.
What is it in this particular ad?
That'd be $800. That is 70. I will show you. I am not in any way lying. That is $79 $99 for that turd right there.
Now an LG 32-inch LED TV, built-in Wi-Fi, you know, full widescreen. It's $180. As opposed to the $800.
Now, if for those of you that are sitting there thinking, wow, that's kind of out there.
Now, if you really want to spend $800,
yeah, if you want to spend $800 on a TV, what can you get for $800?
A little bit more, $850. So you gotta spend a little bit more. But for that, you only get a 65-inch Ultra HD 4K LED Smart TV. If you want to spend $800.
Yeah, or you could go back to 2006 and get that raggedy turd. And there actually is, I do believe, another. Yep, there's a couple
page
more.
of TVs. Yeah.
So here we go. I'm going to give you this a Kai. It's a 27-inch. It is actually a widescreen, but it's still only 720p. This was back before 1080 even existed. Okay. Yeah, choke it up over there. And mind you, there's nothing here that's amazing at all. It has an HDMI input, but it's a 27-inch, and that's $700. Now here's a good one for you. This is a Panasonic. You missed this one. This is a 32-inch Panasonic. Now this is an LCD. It is a standard screen, not widescreen. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You ready for this? $1,300. Oof.
Let's go number 2 on the front page there.
I'd love to go number 2. So number 2, what we have here is a Samsung, so a good brand. A Samsung 5 megapixel. Lay back, ladies and gentlemen, because, you know, my phone doesn't have a 5 megapixel camera. Digital camera. I mean, it's really nothing else, but it does come with a free, ready for it, SanDisk, so good brand.
All right.
256 megabytes.
Did you mean to say gigabyte?
No, I said megabyte.
Oh.
Megabyte. Like, we ain't even a quarter of a gig.
Comes free.
Free SD card, because, you know, nowadays it'd be like, click, well, that's filled.
I need to put another one in there.
$129.99, which is not that bad of a price, but for something like that today, that's something you'd get in the kids section. Like, that'd be like the toy camera for your kid. What do you got in there? What do you have for me?
Well, if you want to go low end of the scale in this particular ad, what was that, 5 megapixels?
As a 5 megapixel.
This one, 16 megapixel.
28 megapixels.
No, 16. Only 4 times zoom as opposed to, was it 2 times?
I think this one was a 3x optical.
Okay. 2.7-inch LCD screen on it.
None on this one.
It's got something on there.
Oh, no, it doesn't have an... It has a 2.4-inch LCD, so it has the same screen.
Go ahead and get an extra 0.3 inches, which neither counts. $50. If you want...
And who makes that, though? What is the manufacturer?
Kodak.
Next.
They got to do something now.
Oh,
if you want to get it closer to that price, the $129, we can go up to $159. Get a PowerShot Canon PowerShot camera, 20 megapixel, 10 times zoom. That still has a 2.7-inch LCD screen. That's just, who's even buying little cameras like that?
Who buys cameras anymore? Unless you're buying like what do they call them? DCLRs or whatever?
Yeah, DSL. Yeah.
DSL, whatever the hell they're called. Whatever
DSLRs,
that one's over.
Yeah. They got those over in here, but.
But you know what? So, tweaking on that and having a little fun with that being what it is. I mean,
we got one more in there.
Do we have one more in here?
Right.
Oh, yeah, we do. This was the one I wanted to talk about, too.
This is the one that I think we've seen the most drastic change in over the years.
Yeah, this is definitely one that I can see as being... And actually, these, truthfully, are not bad prices back then.
Yeah. So that's 50. Those are 50%.
This is also 50% off. So you know what? We're going to remove the 50% off instant savings because this was a Black Friday deal.
Okay.
So they were trying to get people in the store, and I mean it was Radio Shack, so they were desperate.
This is before Cyber Monday.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you
these. I thought it was.
I'm going to give you these two prices at their actual retail price at the time. This is a SanDisk or a Cruiser. I actually had that one. I had that exact one.
Talk about memory here, either an
flash
SD card
drive
or
flash drive is basically flash memory. So you've got an SD card, standard SD card, or you've got a flash drive, 1 gig each. These little sons of bitches were $49.99. That is $50, ladies and gentlemen. For a gig.
A gig.
A giggity.
One singular gig. Uno gig.
Uno gig, por favor.
I think I'm here in several places. I can go back. I had another one right here.
Oh, there you go. That's the sale price.
Now
oh my God! That's the sale price. Yeah.
Cheapest one they got on there is a 4 gig for $5. You can $650. You can get an 8 gig. $24.99, same sales as the sale price on there. You get yourself a 64 gigabyte SDXC card. And for just $46, 128 gigabyte micro SD card. I gotta say, the price of memory, not just like SD cards and jump drives, but even like getting a computer. Do you remember how it used to be when you get a computer and you had to just be to get the next upgrade in just the hard drive of the thing? It'd be so much more.
I remember the hard drives being a massive.
Like if you want to go from maybe 6 gigabyte to 8 gigabyte, ooh, that's gonna set you back.
I can remember when they came out with the first terabyte hard drive. People were losing their damn minds. A terabyte of space, whatever are we gonna do with it?
That's gonna fit all the things.
And now they literally have right now. You can get. I don't know what you would need. There are 10 terabyte hard drives. Why?
Is there 10 terabytes worth of stuff in the world?
Do I even have 10 terabytes worth of crap? I give enough. More importantly, how am I going to dig through 10 terabytes worth of crap to find one nudie picture I'm looking for? You know what bothers me? We're talking about retro tech, but yet it was 2000 when we're discussing it.
It moves so fast, though.
I'm old. Anyways, so let me ask you this question. I already asked you this, but for the fun of TV.
See if I remember it.
What is the first format that received HD content?
That would be VHS. I do remember. I listened to you.
Actually, that's a first.
Yeah. It's not rewarding at all.
It's usually like penis.
Oh, your balls itch again. It's good to know that. Thank you.
It's like one nugget of good info followed by penis on each side. It's a penis sandwich. It's a cock meat sandwich. Yeah, queer. You didn't look at my penis today. Remind me to show you before you leave. Anyways, so
speaking of micro SD, micro small dick.
Apparently, this was back in the late '90s, I believe, early 2000s.
Just about the end of the VHS's life cycle.
Yeah, basically right when VHS was on. VHS was a format. Look it up, you little punks.
Don't get confused with the beta tape. It's not the same thing.
No,
it's technically the same thing, but it's just.
I don't even know if they know the Blu-ray HD DVD wars of.
Oh yeah, that's something I wanted to get into. We'll move on to that.
We'll get to that. But like, so you had this this VHS tape, and I know they actually had some big movies. They had Independence Day on that. Mm-hmm. One of the Terminator movies, I think.
I remember the Lord of the Rings movie being on those. Those were back on double. You'd have to buy a pack with 2 VHS because it was too big for one. Yeah,
and it was actually technically high definition. I believe it was only 720p. It wasn't anything crazy.
As high as it was at the time.
But that was, that was the big deal.
What killed the VHS, though, would be the
DVD. And you know what the cruel irony behind that is that I find ironic is technically DVD didn't smash VHS until they fought tooth and nail because, VHS, DVD took off here. And other countries, it didn't. So VHS manufacturers were still holding on well into the DVD's life cycle. Yeah. That's how the high definition VHSs came to be because Blu-ray would rather take that over. Yeah. But Blu-ray technically destroyed DVD. Or
DVD destroyed VHS. I gotta say, Blu-ray came out, and it's not the destruction of DVD. It's like DVD came out, and within a few years, VHS is gone.
That was definitely one of those cases I can say where it wasn't quite an instant death. It lingered.
I think it's come down to, well, first off, streaming is, people aren't buying Blu-rays or DVDs at this point. Most people are just streaming their stuff.
Yeah, I have probably as many movies.
I don't think there's enough features offered in the Blu-ray that the DVD can't do, unless you're really love movies or you want the absolute best, high definition and whatnot.
And even then, I mean, now you can. There's streaming services. Vudu is one of them. Google even does it now, where you can get 4K content streamed, and it looks good. And now you can even buy a lot of these titles online. I know Amazon's big for it. So is Vudu, where you can get it, and included in that purchase is not only the movie, but all the special features you would get with the DVDs.
But getting back to what we just talked about. Mentioned a second ago was the little bit of a war they had, I think, or mid 2000s between when Blu-ray came out. There's another format that came out and was competing with it. Blu-ray's in the blue case because the Blu-ray in the red case was the
HD DVD.
which in a way became a kind of a weird by proxy war between Sony and Microsoft.
Actually, to get to that, when you get to that, I'm going to tell you exactly how Blu-ray defeated HD DVD too.
But yeah, for a while they were coming out with movies that were, I think a lot of them, it was one or the other.
There was a lot of one of the others, and there was a lot of there was not that many. Well, the problem is that people also got to remember that Sony was the one that created Blu-ray. Sony owns a lot of the movie rights to a lot of stuff, so they were
Sony
able to.
Pictures.
Yeah, Sony Pictures, but Sony Pictures also owns parts of Marvel. They own part. I mean, there's so much that they own, so they were able to bring out a lot of movies in their format. Now, for those of you that don't know, we'll jump back real quick to. That same war happened years back during VHS. They fought. It was a VHS and the Beta, and the cruel irony was Toshiba made VHS. Beta was actually a Sony product. Sony lost, and apparently they were bitter. They were bitter.
That's not going to happen ever again.
But here's how Sony won the battle with Blu-ray. This is actually it's a twofold battle. One. Speaking of costs of products, if anybody actually go back and look in the old time machine, and you'll find out that Blu-ray players back when that first came out were ridiculous.
Yeah,
you're talking like $700-800 for a glorified DVD player. Nobody wanted it. But guess what?
You go to the store now with $50, you can get Blu-ray player and change.
But guess what? There was a Blu-ray player out there that was affordable and actually did more. Happened to be called the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Talk about stroking your own ego there, and like, well, I bet I know how we can make some money. Hold on.
That's also the very same way they got DVDs in the home with the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, that was another way they did it, but this was a big. No. This was like perfect timing and the perfect push. But now, you want to know the real truth? It's fantastic. One of the real truths why Blu-ray held, the porn industry adopted it. Look it up. I'm not kidding. The porn industry was in a toss-up between HD DVD and Blu-ray. They liked Blu-ray's format because it could hold more data, more jerkability, better sales.
Was it the discs are better protected against like stains?
Scratches and stains. Anyway, okay, so just to give you an idea of the age and how far technology has come, for those of you out there that are youngins, don't remember it, go look at a cell phone called the Sidekick. That was the precursor to the smartphone. Everybody had one. Everybody who was anybody ever had one. Except for me, because I was a child, and unlike you little pricks now, we didn't get cell phones when we were 10. You little bastards. Oh, and...
To be fair, though, cell phones back then weren't as amusing. Now it's our babysitters. Shut up for a little bit now.
Also, I want to really put it out there that Apple wasn't the first.
Yeah,
Apple. I think Apple's going to send us a care package. Like, we're going to be messed up.
Just a
we're going to open it up, and we're going to open up. It's just going to be like not a boxing glove, but on the spring it's going to come out. It's just going to be a big little finger.
I'd say Apple, in a lot of ways, maybe popularized the smartphone with the iPhone. If anything else, you can say they're driving competition to be...
Shut your whore mouth.
They're driving competition to be better. If nothing else, and other companies going, oh shit, we can do that. We can do that better.
And they all have.
The people are buying it from Apple for how much? Oh fuck, we can make it for half that price and still make money. What is wrong with these people?
No, what's amazing about the Apple morons, the fanboys, is the fact that they will continue to keep buying the same phone. I remember a picture somebody put up.
It's this big. It's this big. It's this big.
No, they literally they turned them all on. They lined them all up. And they were all updated and everything. The guy specified that. It was a YouTube video. He lined them all. And he said, if you don't believe they're the same, he went like this and started running his finger across. Everyone opened the same. Everyone went to the same app. It was the same phone. Yeah, it got bigger. But by the time it got bigger, Samsung had already done that for 2 years.
What point did it switch? Because for a while, it was making cell phones smaller. That was the big thing. Oh, I think we want to touch on, we were talking about it yesterday, how cell phones used to work. Now, like, you get a cell phone, it's about data.
Yeah.
Like, the text messages, phone calls, yeah, it's there. But let's talk data. How much data do you want per month?
Yeah.
It used to be, if you want to make a phone call...
I mean, I'm pretty sure every plan you sign up for in the United States now is unlimited talk, unlimited text. They don't care. But how much data?
Yeah. For a while, text messages, it went from... now it's about data, you getting your apps, getting your internet browsing, whatnot. unlimited talk and text, whatever. It used to be, then there's like a text pass. You get so many texts per month.
Yep,
but then
I
there's
remember
one
that.
calling. Back when they first
And I
came
remember
out,
it was a big deal too, because if you could find it, like Singular, which later became AT&T or was bought by AT&T, they had a deal where like they had rollover text. So if like you got like I don't know 500 texts in a month,
you got 64 left,
and you got
they didn't
64
use.
left, you made 564 that next month. Oh, that was a good one. Oh, that was good. That was good.
Before that, though, you used to get charged per minute for a phone call.
And it wasn't cheap.
There was like peak hours and off-peak hours. Bill has a very fun story. He was just relating to me yesterday about back when you... This is why we didn't get cell phones when we were kids.
And mind you, this is back when I was like 16, 17, somewhere in that ballpark. It wasn't like I was 9. I'm old.
Nowadays, there's all sorts of parental controls that can keep your kid off the phone outside of a certain time. You know, you're going to get this much time on it. We didn't have that. If we had a cell phone, it was up to us to be responsible, to not abuse it.
I want you to think about this. Consider the word responsible, then look at this.
What are we?
This is what we do for entertainment. I mean...
So what happened?
So I had a cell phone. The Nokia brick, the famous Nokia brick.
I miss the antennas used to
Yeah.
flip open.
That actually did nothing, too. I later read at one point that actually had no purpose.
It's just something to make it seem like you
Look cool. Yeah. But I remember walking to my house.
You've been given a cell phone, and
I had been given a cell phone by my parents for my birthday. Or no, for Christmas, I think it was. We all got cell phones. And I remember walking in the house. And mind you, I just got back from school. Or no, I was coming home from work or something, I don't know. And I remember my mother snatching me by the chest, dragging me, throwing me in the chair, and the only thought going through my head was, what did I get caught for?
Which one of the many
Which
things,
says a lot of things about
which
me.
of the many things I did? What do I need to prepare my defense for?
I was here that day. No, wait. And she slams the cell phone bill down on the table in front of me, and I look, it was $1,000. I had talked $1,000 worth of minutes.
Which probably was not that many minutes.
I think it was a total of...
It was less than 1,000 minutes, I probably.
No. It was way less.
Really?
It was like 300 minminutes.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't. I do that in a month, easy now. Like that's a normal month. But like 300 minutes, and I had put away $1,000. So you do the math. And the beating has occurred. I don't remember much after that.
So did you get that cell phone back?
I didn't get a cell phone again after that until
You bought your own cell phone.
until I bought my own cell phone. Let's get back to video gaming. We got to get it in there somehow. So
back early turn of the century.
in the back of the day,
There's still a company around today that you can go there if you want to. We don't want to.
I can't even think about it. It makes my mouth hurt. Like just there's
Company named GameStop.
Oh God.
They got some practices that Bill and I do not agree with.
Oh, you mean what do you mean their circle of life practice? No, I'm sure that I'm sure they don't use elderly people to scam and cohort out of money by convincing them that they need all this random crap that they don't. They wouldn't do something. That'd be just horrible practice. I'm sure you know what? I want to pull one GameStop story, and it's the GameStop story that put the bad taste in my mouth with GameStop. I purchased a game. Now, I had asked a douchebag behind the counter about the game. I said, this is the game I'm looking for. It ended up being Dynasty Warriors. Back in the day. This is like
Fantastic series. Loved it.
360, I believe. No, it might have been before that.
Nothing might have been the original Xbox.
Oh, anyways, it's irrelevant. And I asked for a specific game. Oh, yeah, this is the game. I got the game home. I opened it up. It was not the game. I go back. I'm like, I specifically asked for this game. This wasn't the game. They're like, oh, yeah. I was like, can I just sell this one back to you? And I mean, it was a brand new $60 game. I want that $60 brand new. I was in the foil. Packaging, plastic, whatever the hell it was. I got home, opened it up, played it for 10 minutes, and I'm like, oh no, this ain't even near what I was talking about. Go back. Well, yeah, we'll buy the game off you. You could buy the other one. At the time, I was making pretty decent money, so I didn't care. I was like, sure, fine. Well, let's buy this one back. How much you give me for it? It was like $4. I had just bought this game that day. Like, it wasn't even like a couple days later. It was that day. And he's like, yeah, I'll give you $4. It was a $60 fucking... I'm like, dude, I just bought this for $60. There's no way you're giving me $4 for it. He's like, no, that's all it's worth. Well, then I want that game for $4. Well, it's not worth $4. It's not what you just said.
The other thing we don't like is that they got the one copy of the game, so that you can have the nice display on the shelf.
Take it home. They play it.
If it's the second last one, you'll just get a new game in the packaging. But if it's the last one, they will take the case from you. You bring it up, say, I want this. Go, okay. They go into a little drawer, pull out a game in a sleeve, open it up, put it in there, go, okay, full price.
No. Motherfucker, you got plastic on that? Did I get to open it? No, that ain't full price then. That's used. Well, what is it used? I don't care. How do I know that? You could have been playing it in the back. It's used.
I actually bought a game at a GameStop. It was that copy. I didn't complain by the time. But I get home, go play it. It's not working. I look at it. There's a nice, decent scratch on the back. So
I had that happen too. Do you remember Babbage's that was in the mall?
Well, that is we're going to tie into because Babbage's is one of the companies that actually did become GameStop.
Yeah, they're all. It was GameStop bought them on.
Well,
But where did GameStop start its roots though?
Oh, GameStop was formed by basically Barnes & Noble buying up several companies, Babbage's being one of them, and turning them to GameStop. But there's actually one that we used to love.
Oh, God, I missed that story.
Especially back in the era of...
Nintendo and Super Nintendo. And
yeah.
Even 64, I think it's still a little bit, a couple of them around here and there.
Yeah. But it was a company called, store called
Funko
Land.
I missed that place.
It was awesome.
They had all the different podiums set up with all the different systems.
Yeah.
And you could walk in there and be like, hey, I want to try that game. And they pull the game out and pop it in.
They were all cool and stuff. It was a great place to... I think we talked about in one of our last episodes, gaming used to be kind of like a nerd play video games. And it's a good place to go there and feel in your community.
They knew the games.
Uh-huh.
They would talk to you about them. Oh, God.
Well, GameStop, I think they have one thing that's actually a carryover from Funkoland. There's a magazine that came out. This was a Funkoland thing. Mm-hmm. It originated with them, a magazine called Game Informer. That back in the day, very, very good magazine. Bill,
Funkoland had Game Informer?
Yeah, Game Informer came from Funkoland.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. Look it up.
Because I know GameStop owns it now.
Yeah. Well, they got it once. Barnes & Noble, like I said, they bought several companies, Funkoland being one of them, I think Babbage's one of the other ones.
No, Game Informer, I liked Game Informer. I had a Game Informer subscription for 5 years.
Well, you get it anytime you got the
Yeah, you got it for free. I mean, it was basically a free subscription, and it was a great magazine back then. 6 to 10 years ago, I noticed a trend, and I actually found out that it was a relatively true trend. Apparently, Sony started paying them. Because I started noticing that, like, Game Informer started becoming very Sony-esque. Now, mind you, I have nothing against PlayStation in general. I don't own one. I own a PlayStation 3. I have some PSPs and things like that. But I don't own a PlayStation 4 because I just saw no need to get one. Well, I play Xbox. All my friends playing Xbox.
Yeah, I think it's one of the biggest factors in determining what you get is all the people around
you. Yeah, I mean, that's what it boils down to. I'd like to get a PlayStation 4 because there's some exclusives, but yeah, I mean, it's the exclusives aren't enough to draw me in, so it's not, a big deal. And they ruined God of War, so I'm gonna bring my kid into it. What the fuck? God of War to Dad of War? What the hell? Anyways, so I started noticing... Vin
Diesel will be attached to. Anyway,
I started noticing it was very PlayStation or oh yeah, Xbox has this game, but PlayStation has this game and it's awesome, but Xbox carries it too. Yeah, something Nintendo. Nintendo had this little section in the back where it was just like, yeah, they make stuff too. Sony would take front and center.
Yeah, Sony.
I even noticed too, you'd have articles. You have your main article, the big one on the front. Master Chief. Oh, that's nice to see something new. And then you open it up, it's 2 pages. Oh my God, The Last of Us, 14-page article about everything that has to do with the game. It's I
remember back in the day, between the Super Nintendo and the Genesis, they would a lot of times do them side by side, and they were, I think, they're fair. They
were very good back then.
If it was actually better on the Genesis, they'd call it out. They wouldn't say anything. I think a lot of times they always say the graphics are going to be better on the Super Nintendo. But I think they were.
Yeah.
The Super Nintendo had a better color palette, but...
Yeah, it did. I actually had a brighter color palette, too, which was different. Love you, Frank. Love you, Matt.
Love you, Neil. Love you, too. Not that much. I'll punch you right in the rick.
Right in the rick hole. This is horrible. All right, well... Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to end our show for this fantastic week. As always, like, subscribe, share, love us. And please, please help us get some subscribers, because we'd love to get to that 25 episode, or 25th subscriber episode.
Do a nice skit episode.
Do
We
a
got
little
some good
skit.
ideas.
Yeah, he's got good ideas. It means I got to do
One
more.
was yours.
One was mine. What was
The
mine?
Matrix one.
That wasn't mine.
It was.
That was a joke. Anyways, like, subscribe, share, love us as always, and we will go ahead and see you guys next week. Please tune in. Next couple episodes should be fun. Also, hopefully, possibly the next episode, maybe the episode after that, depending. Maybe we'll push our movie episode, another episode out, and maybe we can get Pinter out here next weekend or something. But what we'll do is we're going to have a special guest star come on, and he's going to go on and promote his stuff and talk with us and shenanigans.
Mm-hmm. See how this is with besides just us talking to each other. It's getting old.
It was old the first episode. Let's do that again.
I think we should go back to how it was first episode where I don't want to be in it.
Yeah.
Over here the entire time. So what do you think of that, Neil?
Yeah, I remember that one. Ah! Now you won't shut up. All right, so
That's the same chair.
yeah, you do. Only difference.
Where's it at? Oh.
No, I think it's because the whole body's leaning now, so the back won't give. You go far enough back though, it's gonna collapse.
I don't want that to be
Pop
the finale.
bang!
I don't want that to be the finale.
So all right,
Just like my feet sticking up. See you next time.
just be like, bye. God, you're fat. Holy Christ.
Kidnapping resistant.
Fat people are hard to kidnap. So, all right. You guys have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you later. Love us. Eat a bag of dicks.
Goodbye.
Bye. Yeah, I started to notice a deplorable trend. And I would later find out that it was actually because of payoff.
His penis must be enormous.
I'm telling you. How does he even ride that thing when he's dragging on the ground like
Gotta
that?
have a sidecar. Helmet on.
The helmet on, you got yours.
Get your motor running.
He's driving, and the little pee hole's just...
Ladies.